ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe.
Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here doing another top 10 video, and today we're going to do my top 10 worst Marvel Legends of 2023. If you're trying to pick up your Marvel Legends, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
So this was pretty hard to do. I think there was a lot of bad Marvel Legends that came out this year. I think this was generally not my favorite year for Marvel Legends for sure. A lot of stinkers and a lot of figures that I did not pick up. So let's go over the ones that I actually did not get. I did not get the Franklin and Valeria 2-pack or Valeria 2-pack. I did not get the 8-armed Spider-Man and Morbius 2-pack. I did not get the retro card Spider-Woman or the retro card Ben Reilly or the retro card Miles. I did not get the Amazing Fantasy 15 Spider-Man. I customized my own, so I didn't need it. I did not get the female Hydra agent or the Hydra soldier and the Shield agent. I didn't get that 2-pack, but I do want to get that 2-pack. And then I also want to get Malice and Space Venom, but I did not get those. And I also did not get Winter Soldier from the Infinity Saga or the Smiley Thor from the Infinity Saga. So those are all the ones that I did not get, and these are all my runner-ups over here. One thing that blows my mind still, while this guy didn't even make it on the runner-up list, it's still pretty good figure. I'm just surprised there weren't more people upset about the color of blue with this figure. I just did the live stream with Sentry, and a lot of people just kind of forgave the color of the figure totally being off. I'm just really surprised to see that. And then I also wanted to give a shout out to this figure, which I hated for such a long time until I opened it. I was like, oh, this Hydra Stomper is actually not too bad. I'll be reviewing this wave, doing an all-in-one review on that. So let's start with number 10. So for number 10, we have the X-Men 97 Gambit figure, and this is at the bottom of my worst list over here, because it's not all that terrible, but it really just has a lot of bad colors right here. I do like the new trench coat, and I do like the new head sculpt a bit. I like the new accessories as well. So there's a lot of little things that I liked about this figure, but as far as having this body mold as the Gambit figure on my display shelf, it is just not happening, and I didn't expect to feel that way about the figure. So I'm very disappointed in the figure, and it came out to be number 10. I really wanted to like this Carnage figure, but it just did not look like cartoon Carnage enough for me. Where were the stripes? He's supposed to have a whole bunch of stripes on his chest and everything. It was a very identifiable cartoon version that I was expecting for this Carnage figure, and I just feel like Hasbro just didn't hit the mark. Some of the colors they got right on the head sculpt, and the accessories aren't bad. He comes with the Cletus head, which is cool, but really there should have been a lot more black on this figure, and I feel like they just did a poor job of giving us a cartoon representation of Carnage from the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. Why did I even buy this figure? This is the Infinity Saga Captain America Civil War Spider-Man, and there was a whole bunch of these that came out, and they did different things to him. This figure just looks worse than all the other figures that have come out with this body mold. Now, it does come with the Peter Parker head sculpt, and it can be customized, but to be honest with you, I did have this in my pile of loot during the time I was at Retro Toy Con, and I saw this figure on display, and I was like, oh my god, why did I even get that? And then, yeah, having it in hand, it's just a very disappointing figure. There's so many other Tom Holland Spider-Man figures that you can get. I just highly recommend you don't pick this up. This one was on me. It would have been higher up on the list if I didn't feel responsible for the stupid mistake of buying this figure in the first place. And at number 7, we have the Quantum Mania Kang the Conqueror figure from the Cassie Build-A-Figure wave. And man, I really wanted to like this figure. And there's still things that I do like about it. The paint, the sculpt still looks good on this guy, but he is just way too small. Just a huge bummer, and I just feel like the articulation's a little bit more limited than I had hoped, but still, it's really the size of the figure that really bums me out more than anything. I just feel like he came out just way too small, and it just really bummed me out. I'm still going to have him on display on my MCU Villains shelf, but, oh man, I'm just bummed out how tiny he is. And at number 6, we have our MCU Kingpin now, or the Disney Plus Kingpin anyway. And this figure just came out way too small, man. Just not big enough for a Kingpin, especially with them going a little bit extra comic booky with the Disney Plus version of this Kingpin. You know, he seemed like he was a little bit bigger. He seemed like he was more menacing, but they just chose a body mold that I think was just way too small. I didn't expect it to be like, you know, comic version, you know, Kingpin, huge size like that. But come on, man. He's just way smaller than he's supposed to be, and it just really bums me out. But I do have him on the shelf. Did want the figure, so, you know, he's still on this list, even though he's going to be on the shelf. Just wish he was bigger. And same thing with this random figure, man. This guy just came out way too small. Now, there are versions of random where he is a bit smaller like this. I guess you could say, hey, he is comic accurate. But, dude, for real, when people think of random, do they think of a small random? Like, do they think of a big guy that's like strong guy size? And I wanted to have random next to strong guy. I can't put him on the shelf where I want to put him on the shelf. It's just way too small of a version of random for me. And I just really think they missed it here. You know what I mean? Like when people think to themselves, hey, I want to buy a cool random figure, hope they make the really small one. Like nobody was thinking that, you know? Like while it's technically not, you know, incorrect, still, not the best choice, man. So, yeah, this one bummed me out. And then we have the Rose at number 4. A figure I was actually really looking forward to. He's got the double-jointed pinless knees and double-jointed pinless elbows. And, you know, there are some good things about this figure. It's just that his coat just looks weird being so freaking long. I've had my custom on the shelf for a long time, and then I was really looking forward to getting this one, and then ended up having to customize this one as well. So I did buy a second one, and I did cut his coat a little bit. It looks all right. I didn't do the best job, but I'm satisfied with it now, so at least I have a better looking Rose figure. But man, why did they go with such a long trench coat or long coat like that? Like there's versions where a lot of images out there of him wearing a normal sized coat. Didn't have to be super long like that. Freaking tarantula, man. Another one that needs customizing, you know? Like these two right here. Number 4 and 3 on my list need customizing. So I haven't painted the head, but I will paint the head. But not only did I think it was supposed to be black and it's depicted with blue shadowing, it's not supposed to be blue like that, man. Look, people will argue, whatever. I have looked at many, many pictures, and in my mind, this is always supposed to be a black head sculpt. And the original version that Hasbro released, that bandana was black. So what the hell, dude? They should have at least sculpted the eyes to look more like Tarantula's eyes, too. I don't like that. I don't like the facial expression that they gave him. I don't like the zigzaggy bandana behind him. I don't like that he doesn't come with any accessories at all whatsoever. He's on a reused body mold, and he came with no accessories. And then on top of that, his right leg pops off super easy, man. Ah, damn it! And then at number 2, we have Aunt May. Now, when I think about my review on this, I feel like I was a little bit, or I sounded like I was happier with it than I really was. I was just happy to have the new character. But this figure is awful. The head sculpt is what really kills me more than anything. I don't like her hunch also. They sculpted her with a really bad hunch, and they could have given her more articulation too, like at least in the arms. They could have given her a slit on the side of her skirt right there. But the head sculpt is really the worst part of it. I just don't see the comic book Aunt May in it, and it doesn't make me think, or the cartoon Aunt May anyway, and I would hope that it would at least look like the comic version. So it doesn't look like a comic version Aunt May or a cartoon version of Aunt May, and her facial expression is stupid as hell. She's got like super sad eyebrows, but she's smiling. It was just awful from there, and the execution of it all is just terrible. So, you know, I was happy to get that Doc Ock with the tentacles, but it sucked that I had to buy such a crappy Aunt May. Is she going to be on the display shelf? Hell yeah, she is. Damn it, I gotta have an Aunt May still. Ugh. But one of the worst figures of the year for sure. And the worst figure of the year for me was this stupid-ass Ultron figure that we got in the Quantumania Cassie Lang Build-A-Figure wave. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe those of you that are defending this figure, you guys are driving me freaking crazy over here, man. Okay, it's the same figure as that we'd gotten with the Ursa Major wave, but worse. Like, so much worse. The marbling throughout is absolutely terrible. That Ursa Major wave Ultron, which has the same body sculpt as this, has this beautiful, perfect silver. And I thought, oh, great, you know, because you could just army build like crazy. They're just re-releasing this Ultron. Oh, no, they didn't do that. They gave it a new head. And the new head, while I don't think it's sculpted badly, it is out of scale. It's too big. It's much bigger, or at least noticeably bigger, than the Ursa Major head sculpt. So that really bums me out. I like the new paint inside the mouth. That's cool. And I like that it's a different design. People mentioned, hey, you know, it's supposed to be a different armor. But it looks worse. Like, it looks like it has all these faulty cracks in it and stuff like that. Why would Ultron go out of the way to make worse Ultrons? Like, it just didn't make sense to me. And it's just such an awful... All they had to do was just remake the same thing. And if they wanted to add a new head sculpt, cool. I'm down with that. But it didn't have to make it out of scale. And I just think the execution of the figure, the fact that they regressed with this one, pisses me off more than any of the other figures that came out this year. This should have been an easy slam dunk for some awesome army building, but they let me down. They let me down hard, or big time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I kind of enjoyed making it. I don't really like talking about the figures that pissed me off, you know what I mean? I enjoy having a good time with my action figures, but, you know, these were the ones that did upset me the most. And I'm curious if I had picked up all the figures that came out from Marvel Legends this year, if any of those would have made this list. I would have expected the 8-armed SpiderMan and Morbius. That 2-pack probably would have made the list. Valeria and Franklin, that 2-pack looks terrible. The retro-carded Spider-Woman, the Miles, I'm really not interested in those. I do still want to get the female Hydra agent and Shield agent, you know, or Hydra Trooper and Shield agent. Malice and Space Venom, definitely going to pick that up eventually, sooner than later. So, you know, those probably wouldn't have made the list, but some of those bad repeats, yeah, man. So I want to know what you guys think. I thought I was pretty fair over here, and it's kind of weird, but a lot of these figures are still going to be on the shelf. Actually, all of them are going to be on the shelf, except for Gambit, SpiderMan, Carnage, and those are the only three. The Carnage, yep, just those three. The rest of them are all going to be on the shelf. Now, I will customize my Tarantula finally, and I've already customized my Rose figures, so I've had to do some stuff. And the Ultron will be tucked away in the back. Unless I get some more of the Ursa Major Wave Ultrons, then I can get, you know, probably just get rid of this one. But, oh man, very frustrated with those figures, especially with that Ultron figure. I want to know what your worst figures were. So if you leave your top 10 worst figures, I will go ahead and give it a heart, give it a look. And yeah, or just let me know what you think your absolute worst Marvel Legend was for the year. I'm curious to know. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to hit that like button. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more. If you can follow me on social media, on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and on whatnot. In a couple weeks, we have a giveaway for a HasLab His Tank. So do not miss out on that, and I will catch you guys later. Peace! Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Shot.